People come and people go, like shadows in the evening glow. Whispers here and there they go, empty promises they boast. Can't rely on fleeting whims, falling through the cracks again. Trust is something they don't know, always drifting with the flow. Flaky people break my stride, never know just where they hide. Think they're stars but they ain't bright, better fix it, get it right. Show up late and then they're gone, singing the same tired song. Never serious, never true, got no clue what they should do. Think the world revolves around them, but they ain't worth a single gem. Lost in their own hollow fame, playing such a tiresome game. Flaky people break my stride, never know just where they hide. Think they're stars but they ain't bright, better fix it, get it right. Fix it, get it right. Better fix it, get it right.
Yo, being a boss ain't just flexing power, it's about moving right, thinking sharp and leading from the heart. Here's the commandments, learn them, live them, lead them. 10 rules to lead, 10 rules to win. If you wanna hold the crown, better let that sink in. A real boss don't fake, don't fold, don't stray. Follow the code and you'll never lose your way. Rule 1, don't just talk, show the grind. If your hustle ain't loud, they gon' leave you behind. A leader don't flex if the team don't shine. It's a squad thing, leave no one behind. Rule 2, stand tall, don't trip on the shade. Haters throw stones, but the real don't fade. If you crack under pressure, your crew gon' split. Be the rock in the storm, keep your squad legit. Rule 3, speak truth, even if it sting. Lies build walls, truth build wings. Respect hit different when your words stay bomb. They'll follow you forever long after you gone. 10 rules to lead, 10 rules to win. If you wanna hold a crown, better let that sink in. A real boss don't fake, don't fold, don't stray. Follow the code and you never lose your way. Rule 4, listen more, talk less, observe. Wisdom hit harder when it's served by the curve. Catch the vibe, read the room, play chess, not dice. A real leader moves quiet, but precise. Rule 5, protect the squad, keep them tight. A snake in the crew can't poison the fight. Cut them off clean, don't let them linger. One fake vibe could pull the whole trigger. Rule 6, know your worth but know your flaws. A king ain't a king if he don't learn laws. Growth ain't weakness, it's the key to the crown. The higher you rise, the harder you hold it down. Rule 7, don't stunt, just play the role. Real bosses build empires, not just control. Rule 8, share the wins, don't hoard the bread. A team fed right won't turn their heads. Rule 9, be loyal, never snake your crew. The streets don't forgive when betrayal come through. Stay solid, stay real. 10 rules to lead, 10 rules to win. If you wanna hold the crown, better let that sink in. A real boss don't fake, don't fold, don't stray. Follow the code and you never lose your way. Rule 10, lead with love, not just power. Your team ain't your servants, they your flowers. Water them, grow them, watch them bloom. A leader's legacy is the seeds they groom. And that's the leader code. teammates your servants, they your flowers. Water them, grow them, watch them bloom. A leader's legacy is the seeds they groom, and that's the leader code.
They said I wouldn't make it, they laughed at my dream. Every move I made felt like swimming upstream. But yesterday I met a fan, eyes full of belief. In their gaze I saw the end to my grief.
Doubt didn't win, trust began. Looked in the mirror, saw my biggest fan. Heart beats like a drum, fight through the span. Kept on pushing, now I'm the man.
Folks called it trash, said I'd never thrive. Every word I spat, cut deep like a knife. Thought my wings were clipped, stuck in a dive. But mirrors don't lie, I saw myself alive. I put in all the hours, climbed out from the dirt. They dissed and dismissed, said I'd always get hurt. Met a fan so loyal, reflections don't lie. My biggest supporter is just me in my mind.
Through the noise and shadows I held my ground. Bumps, bruises, broken, no comfort found. But that fan smile turned my world around. Now I'm rising sky high above the sound.
Doubt didn't win and trust I began. When I looked in the mirror, saw my biggest fan. Heart beats like a drum, fight through the span. Kept on pushing, now I'm the man.
From the ashes I flew, they can't dim my flame. Every mocking voice only fed my aim. Yesterday showed me it's not just a game. Cause in my reflection I found my name.
Folks called it trash, said I'd never thrive. Every word I spat, cut deep like a knife. Thought my wings were clipped, stuck in a dive. But mirrors don't lie, I'm the man.
From the ashes I flew, they can't dim my flame. Every mocking voice only fed my aim. Yesterday showed me it's not just a game. Cause in my reflection I found my name.
Folks called it trash, said I'd never thrive. Every word I spat, cut deep like a knife. Thought my wings were clipped, stuck in a dive. But mirrors don't lie, I'm the man.
Welcome. How is everyone doing tonight? Tonight is Thursday, January 16th, 2024. 2025. 2020. Oh, what am I saying? 2024. 2025. How is everyone out there doing today? Hopefully you had a great day. Hopefully your week is ending out very, very well. We have a lot of work to do today. Going to be going back to some things that we did last week to try to get those to work. You know how we do. We just explore. We just have fun. We just find a way to get it to work, right? I'm Tech Coach Ruff. We are engineered to win. Above all else, we love to win. So tonight's game plan, our game plan for tonight is we're going to try again to install Kali Linux on UTM. We already have it running on VirtualBox. And from what Prince Margidi was telling me last week about a VMware Fusion Pro, we should be, I had to go treasure hunting to find the install link, but I found it. So we're going to try to install that. And then we're going to try to install Kali Linux on that as well. So we're going to have like 3 different virtualization softwares running Kali Linux just so we can see which one we like, how it works, all that good stuff. And then after we're done with that, we're going to actually what do you call it? We're going to explore the terminal, right? Some terminal commands. I'll give you some insight about how long I've been using the command line and terminal and stuff like that. It's going to be a bit shocking because I was shocked by it as well. So that's the plan for tonight, all right? But before we do that, I just want to say hello to everyone in the chat. I'm going to get to each one of your chats, but I just want to say hello to get started. I want to get through our agenda real quick, and then I'm going to go through the chat, and then we're going to get to our first segment of work where we're going to be, like I said, installing or trying. We're going to see if Fusion is going to install. We're going to see if Kali is going to install on UTM. All that stuff, that's what we have planned. But first, a little bit of housekeeping. So I just want to say, let me see, does this thing still work? Let me see. Yes. So a little bit of housekeeping. I just want to say a big, big, big thank you to all of the subscribers, to the new ones, those who have been with me for a while, those who are very active on the live streams, those who are active in the comments, those who watch from the clouds. I absolutely appreciate all of you. All of you guys are the best.
I appreciate you. We the best.
And I just want to give a big, big, big salute and shout out to all of my Patreon members, my tech barbarians, those who I work with one-on-one, my tech prodigy who I also work with one-on-one, the technical explorers who I'm trying to add value to with the content I put out on the Patreon. I thank you guys so much for your support and for trusting me to help you on your tech journey.
Let's get it.
And a big shout out as well to the tech mercenaries. Those are the YouTube members who support the YouTube channel. Thank you so much to you guys as well. And of course, I always got to give a shout out to my people over at the Bag Chasers. Shout out to the Bag Chasers.
Money.
Shout out to all of the moderators as well on the channel. Yakar, Mitch, Magnetar, Roxy, all of you guys. I appreciate all of you guys.
Hey.
All right. So real quick, our next upcoming live show is going to be Saturday mornings for the weekly economic review, the Men Lie, Women Lie Numbers Manipulate show. Yes. That show is co-hosted from the chat by Mitch and Yakar. And Sunday afternoon, we're going to be doing our DevOps. We're going to be continuing with Kubernetes. Very, very important stuff. I was looking for some jobs the other day online on LinkedIn, and I searched Kubernetes, and there are a lot of companies looking for Kubernetes about orchestration and stuff like that. So you want to get involved more if you're into cloud engineering, into DevOps. You want to join me on Sundays. And then for our pre-recorded content, we're going to be premiering the Bug Bite tomorrow, where we're going to be talking about how AI and large language models are being integrated into cybersecurity for good and for bad. So I'm going to be scheduling that shortly, probably tomorrow morning. I'll be scheduling that, so you definitely want to tune in. It's going to be a multi-part episode because it was a pretty long article. So I'm going to be spreading that out. But yeah, that's going to be Friday, the Bug Bites. If you haven't watched yet, yesterday I was talking about the 5 stages of penetration testing on software explorations, concept and overviews. It was really, really good. So you definitely want to check that out as well. All right. Throughout the week, we have shorts as well as clips from different shows. So you definitely want to make sure you get caught up, because if you missed the live stream, it might be a little bit too long for you. You can watch some shorter individual segments of what I think would be the most valuable to you. All right. So hopefully all of that helps. A couple of announcements real quick. So I just want to say, you guys, check out my friend Rod Brown with 1D over at The Nourishing Word. He is doing great work over there. His channel is growing, and I 100% support him and back him. So I'm just gonna drop his link in the chat. So you guys support my guy Rod Brown at The Nourishing Word. Rod Brown with 1D. All right, check out Rod Brown. Subscribe to his Nourishing Word. Really, really, really good stuff. All right. So. Other thing, I signed up today. I finished my registration for the International Jiu-Jitsu tournament thing, whatever their federation, and I signed up to compete in March at the Pan American Championships. So I am ready to go. Just gotta train for the next couple of months. But in March, we will be fighting in Orlando, Florida. And Lastly, the courses that we're taking, large language models and AI course, Mondays and Wednesday mornings for your coffee and kata, penetration testing on Thursdays like tonight, DevOps on Sundays. So the links are in the description. The link to the penetration testing course, or the ethical hacking course, is pinned to the top of the chat. So tune in and let's have some fun. Let's learn together. I know a lot of people are interested in cybersecurity and ethical hacking and all of that stuff, Kali Linux. So you guys follow along with me. I know my guy Magnetar was reaching out to me, trying to set up his virtual box or his virtualization software and trying to install Kali Linux. And so we've been talking about that. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. We are going to have a lot of fun. All right. So those are let me see, where do I have it? Okay, so we'll come back to the other stuff, right? But for now, I'm going to check out the chat real quick to see who we have here. I want to say hi to everyone because I appreciate every one of you. So we got my guy Yakar, Mr. Tech-Neek is in the building. Please say the dash. We got MB in the building as well. Said she has made it. Welcome. Carlos Dorico, good evening. Good evening to you as well. Carlos, how are you? We got my guy Magnetar, the king snitcher himself, awaiting to see who I can snitch on next. I gotta be careful, right? I got turn off your phones when you're around Magnetar. Make sure you have the wire device to make sure. Let me see. We got KC or K Commerce PPC in the building. What's up, K Commerce? How are you doing? It says, I'm thinking of joining the Triple 10 QA bootcamp, but I'm hesitant. Do you think your one-on-one coaching can get me into QA faster? I have a ad tech background, so I will say this, right? I'm gonna put it in the most diplomatic way possible. Will my one-on-one coaching get you into QA faster? I don't know, but I guarantee you to make you ready for QA 1,000 times faster than anything you're going to find. Because if you ask any of my tech barbarians that I work with one-on-one, I throw them into a lot of them have taken a boot camp and stuff like that. And then I'm like, all right, well, this is what I need you to do. And they have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. I'm like, well, this is what I do. This is the type of work we do on an everyday basis. So I take you from trying to find an entry-level job that doesn't necessarily exist to being more mid-level ready so you can qualify better for whatever jobs there are. Getting into QA nowadays is tough, but I try to give you all the different testing principles, and I put you working in an actual work environment so that you can experience what it's like to go through the agile process, use Scrum, use Jira, use Git, learn Git, do the pull request, write automation code. So if you want more details though, you can go to my website, Ralph, techcoachingwithralph.com, and you can get a consultation and I can give you more details about it. But will it get you there faster? I can't make those type of promises, but I can guarantee you that you're going to be a lot more ready, which will help with your resume and your interview preparation, stuff like that. So that is what I can tell you. All right. Don Johnson, my guy Don Johnson is in the building doing the work of the tech gods. He says AI lies as well. Sure does. It sure does. And we got my bestie in the building already. My bestie in the building.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Says, oh my God, it just gets to a point, dude. I know. I agree 100% with you, Mitch. I agree 100% with you, Mitch. It gets to a point where you can't just hold your excitement that the show has started already. And you're like, I just can't do it anymore. It gets to a point that I just have to say, you know what, bestie? You are the real MVP. All right. So with that being said, let's get to it. So real quick, before I can even start the show, right? I have a note here, right? Because I have to, if you guys had tuned in, if any of you had tuned into the Jiu-Jitsu review the tournament review show that I did, and I had my guy Zach up there. So Zach is a hockey player, and he was like, he said he had some ice skates for my son. He said, just text me. I'm like, I'll be on stream. I'm like, you know what? I'll just put a note in the show notes to text you. So I'm gonna text my guy Zach right now. Please bring the ice skates to class tomorrow. To 6:30 a.m. class tomorrow. All right, boom, there we go. Done. All right. So sometimes I just have to put it in the show notes so I can like make sure I get it done, because my wife's been asking like, hey, did you get the skates yet? I'm like, forgot to ask. I forgot no longer. Right. And during one of the breaks, I'm going to share the work that we did yesterday morning on the large language model course, where we used Olama to build the webpage summarizer. That was really, really cool stuff. So I will share that tomorrow as well. All right. And last week, as we get into the show, right? As we get into the show, let me start the show. Let's do our first 20-minute segment as we get ready to go.
It's time to do.
All right, let me get this off the screen actually. So, oops. All right, cool. So we're ready to go for our first 20-minute segment. We are going to. I gave you guys some homework last week, right? I said, go ahead and check out the different things you can do in Kali Linux. And I said, do a couple of them. So I want to install the Guake terminal, but before I install the Guake terminal, I am going to see if I can install the VMware Fusion Pro first, because that's installing some software. And then we can get into installing Kali Linux on those. So if we have Kali Linux installed on all three of our virtualization softwares, then we can actually install Guake terminal on all of them, or maybe on one of them, and see what happens. And then we can go to working on our terminal commands, right? So that is the game plan for today. Let's get ready to roll. So as I said, I wish Prince Marky D was here already so I could tell him that he gave me a hell of a challenge. I went through hell and back to try to find the where to download the VMware for Mac, right? But because I did it, you don't have to. So I'm going to show you what I had to do. Just cut to the chase on how I had to do it, right? But let me go to make sure. Give me a second. Let me make sure this is working correctly. All right, cool. So let's go here. All right, so I went to Broadcom, because apparently that's who owns or supports or whatever they do for VMware, right? And I had to register, but now I'm just gonna log in, right? All right, so I had to log in. And after I sign in, I could not find anywhere to download this thing whatsoever. So I found this website right here from Tri-County Technical College. How did I find it? I don't know, right? But I found it. And I said, all right, well, now that I have this, there was this little link over here that says navigate to the VM Fusion download page. I swear, I could not find it on the website whatsoever. So I went ahead and I just clicked on this link. And it was going to load. And that's how I was actually able to get to the VM to download VMware Fusion, right? So what I'm going to do for you, what I'm going to do so you don't have to, I'm going to drop the link to Broadcom so that you can get there. And I am going to go here. So that way you can get to the download page. All right. All right. Let's see. All right, there we go. There we go. So now I ended up downloading this one, right? Mitch, do me a favor. Mitch, do me. Slow down, Mitch. Stop spamming the chat, Mitch. Stop spamming the chat. All right. Okay, so let's get to. So I downloaded it. All right, now we're going to install it. All right. Let me get to. All right. So we're going to switch screens. And there goes the VMware Fusion. Let's open that up. See if that installs. Double click that. See what happens. All right. So thank you for using VM Fusion Professional. Let me see. Okay. Open system settings. Give it permission. And it says select. All right. So we finally have VM Fusion. What's up, Giovanni, bro? It says. So the first link, Magnetar, is supposed to. The first link is supposed to. You have to register on their site first, right? And then after you register, then you should go to that link. It might ask you for some additional information, I think, but it should take you to it should take you to that page at some point. It should take you to that page at some point. But it's so weird. They ask you for a bunch of information in order to be able to get VMware. All right. So we have it installed now. Select installation message. We will say install from disk. Drag your ISO here. So I need to find the Kali Linux ISO. All right, so I'm gonna drag this over here. All right, so let me get this off now. I don't need this anymore. All right, so we have VMware Fusion. Let me move this. We don't need that right now. And we have UTM, right? I have both here. Because I don't remember if we got to this stage last time in UTM because it just stopped working. But we will go to. Let me see. So I'm going to do both. We're going to do both at the same time. See what happens. Last time we tried that, it did not work well for UTM. It worked well for VirtualBox, right? So graphical install. Let's see. And on this one, we will also do continue. See, nope, same thing. UTM did the same exact thing. Thought it was going to give us a second chance, but nope, not happening. All right, select the operating system for this virtual machine. We'll go with Linux. We will do. So, all right, I'm officially giving up on UTM because it likes to tease us, thinking that it's going to work, and then it says nope. It says what does it say? What does UTM say? It says
do not come.
That's what I have for UTM too. It says display output not active. I had made some changes to it, and still not having it. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with UTM. But we do have VirtualBox. We do have VMware. So let's see for choose image configuration. I guess I'll do Ubuntu. Go with that one, I guess. Let me see what's under other. No, nothing. All right, we'll go with this. And we'll say Ubuntu. Yours doesn't say no display output, Magnetar? All right, let's do this one. I should go back to, let me do 8 gigs. Let's go back. Well, let me see. To change the default virtual machine settings, click on customize settings, run the virtual to run. All right, so customize settings. I don't see where to change it though. Let me see. Kali, Linux, save. Let me see. If we go to general and let's see, show all. So this is VMware that's running. So if we might not even need anymore this whole UTM because I don't know what the heck is going on with UTM. Let me see. Do I have the ability to process in memory? All right. Let me increase the memory to like here, right? Let's do that. And let's go ahead and go back to that. Let's go here. So I'm going to try to start it up with VMware. And we go back to graphical install. Let's see if that one's gonna work. So that works. So it's really UTM that's causing the issue for some weird reason. All right, so we already did this for VirtualBox. We're gonna do the same thing again for VMware. You know, so that we can see us having it in two different. That we can see that we're having it in two different virtualization softwares. Either you're using either you can use VirtualBox, you can use VMware. I'm wondering. I'm wondering if it's because if UTM is supposed to work on an M1 computer. So I might try it on my other MacBook, which is the M1, to see if that would allow it to install. But I really don't know what is going on with. We don't know what is going on with UTM. See, the thing with that though, Magnetar, is that if it's installing through the graphical interface, like you won't be able to see what's going on without it. So it's kind of weird that that would be happening. So I don't know. I think it's a UTM thing. For me, I would say if you don't have to use UTM, then don't use UTM. I would say go with VirtualBox if that's gonna work. You know, I had never heard about UTM until I started taking the course. So that's what my suggestion would be. Let me see. Let's go to continue with that. The domain. Let me see. Domain is part of the internet address of your hostname. So often ends in .com. If you're setting up a home network, you can make something up. Let's go with techcoachralph.dev. All right. And we will go to continue. Full username. We will go to techcoachralph. Let's go continue. Select the username for your new account. Your first name is a reasonable choice. The username should start with a lowercase letter, which can be followed by techcoachralph. Password, we will go with, let's go with that. All right, there we go. And now let's continue with that. Eastern time. VirtualBox was worse, even on the new Mac, Magnetar. All right, we're gonna say use the entire disk because the virtual machine, it's allocated 21 gigs. And all files in one partition. Continue. If you continue, right, change the disk. Yes. There we go. All right, cool. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with UTM because what I did with UTM, I tried changing the display settings as they said to different options, but it is not It is not cooperating whatsoever. It is not cooperating at all. Guest has not initialized the display yet. What does that even mean? All right, let's continue with this one. Let's turn that off. Yeah, like that one is like this whole UTM thing. It's so weird that it should be very, very straightforward, but something's going on with the display. Let me see. Upscaling, linear. It's a retina mode. I don't know. It gets that far. And then once it gets here. Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't see this before. Wait. Go back. Did I press something different? What in the world am I doing here? Let's go to escape. Graphical install. So, see, there it goes again. I don't know. That is weird. But in the meantime, so I'm gonna shut this down. I'll table Kali Linux. I'll keep playing with that on my own. But let me start up. So we have Kali Linux being installed on VMware. And I'm going to kick off. I'm gonna start it on VirtualBox. So I have VirtualBox. I have VMware. Prince Marketing, I was talking about how I had to go to the ends of the earth to find how to start up, or not, where to download VMware. Let's see. Why can I not see this thing? Hold on. Why do you look like that? Close that up. Let me try that again. See settings, display. Okay. Let's do start. And guys, remember this issue that we had last week? Let me see if I can do. What was that command again? What was that command? CD FS 0. Let me see if I wrote it down somewhere. I don't remember exactly what it was. Let me see. Command to get into Kali Linux from UEFI Interactive. And I just released a clip from it like 2 days ago, but I don't remember. I remember what that first initial command was. It was. Oops. It was. It's like something like CDFS0 or something like that. Oh, let me find it. Let me see. Did I write it down? It is CD or start Kali Linux from command line. And that is EU EFI boot. Oh goodness, I thought I wrote this down. Hold on. All right, let me see. Okay, so it would be CD FD0, CD. Let me see. I have it here somewhere. I know what I'll do. I have an idea. We'll do this, right? So we will watch what we did last week, and that will tell us exactly what the command is, because I do not remember it whatsoever. I actually have an idea what it was, but I can't remember the exact command for it. So we're gonna go to, it's going to be this one. That's why we clipped it up. And we can just go just like this over here. And I will watch myself.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Slash EFI. God damn it. When did I mute myself? I know when, so it's not too much. Anyways, so we are on break. It was supposed to, we're supposed to get UTM to work. It didn't, so it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, so let's go to break. Let me check the chat, and then we're going to get to our first break time discussion. Hopefully I wasn't muted for too long, but let me see. Let me see. K Commerce PPC says, I'm ready. The real world experience is by far the best way to learn. That's what I try. That's what I try to offer. Learning through practical, like working in practical ways. So like I said, hit me up, set up a consultation, and I can better explain it to you, the way that I do it and things like that. Thanks for letting me know, Mitch, that I leaked my password. Let me see. Magnus, were you able to get to the download page? Because I remember when I went to that page first I had said, oh, we need additional information. I put that information in, and then I had to go back to that link again to get straight to the download page. So give that a try. Giovanni over on the Twitch side. How are you doing, Giovanni? Thank you for tuning in. Let me see. It says he isn't using the background I designed, so he isn't going to be full form. I thought I designed that background. I thought it was your suggestion, but I thought I designed the background. I don't know. I could be wrong. Let me see. Sent right. What are you referring to, MB? Help me out. What are you referring to? Let me see. According to that video I was watching, it said it could take up to 30 minutes. I don't think it should take that long if you're laptop is powerful enough. I mean, ours took about less than 20 minutes after the install started. It probably took like 10 minutes using the VMware. It says VirtualBox was worse. But that was on the old computer. What about on the new Mac? You said you sent it to me. Let me check. Let me check what. Hold on. Let me see what he's talking. Let me see what he's talking about. Let me see. Let me see. Failed to open session for. You know what, Magnetar? Here's what we'll do. We'll get together like tomorrow or Saturday, right? And we'll see what's going on with your VM install, because I'm not sure why you're getting that particular error, but we'll figure that out. We got Prince Marky D in the building. So I was logged to the wrong YouTube profile and missed a notification if you were not on that dang Mac. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to go back to a Windows unless the price is right. But I do not like using Windows for development and stuff. We got my guy Rod Brown with 1D from the Nourishing Word in the building. What's good, Rod Brown? How are you doing tonight? It says I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Would tell you that same if he wasn't so emotional. What are you talking about? Let me see. It says Ralph popped up in my old hood today. They were twitching more than your. We got my guy Darcel in the building. What's up, Darcel? Long time no see, long time no talk. How are you doing? It says I created an account and now I'm trying to find the page since the link didn't take me there. Let me drop it to you again, because that's what took me to that page. I just clicked on it and it took me to that page, right? I had to register first, and then I was able to go to that page, and going directly to it. Let me double check. But going directly to it does take me to the page, right? It's loading. Yep, takes me to it. VMware Fusion, right? But it was a lot of work to get to it. Let me see. So Prince Mark D says, I used the torrent and downloaded the ready-to-go Kali Linux build for VMware. Also, you can install it via WSL on Windows. Gotcha. Let me see. All right, so this is so hilarious. All right, so what I want to do for our first break is I wanted to sign up for TryHackMe, right? I don't think I have an account for TryHackMe. I wanted to try to sign up for it, see what is going on over there. Let's go to. So I'm gonna go to over here and try to sign up for TryHackMe. I know a lot of people talk about it. I've never used it before. I don't think I have an account. TryHackMe.com, but it is a good place to, as you're learning ethical hacking, penetration testing, all of that good stuff. It is a good place for you to get some practice. Maybe it's too early to do that now, but it is never too early to sign up and start taking a look around, right? Let's join for free. Username, go with that. And we can go with that, and we can say, use a strong password. I'm not a robot. And we can say, oh, you just sign up with Google. Ha, I didn't see that. Let's go to here, go here. And how long have you been working in cyber? I guess I'll say less than 2 years. Which fields interest you the most? Let's go with penetration. Oh wait, I can only choose one? All right. I will say, I'll go with penetration testing for now. What occupation suits you? I'm an IT practitioner, I would say. Business email, enter your business email. My business, I guess I'll do this one. Or that one. Or that. That's not the password they chose, Don. What is my number? Let's skip that part. Job title, senior QA engineer. Continue. How many cybersecurity professionals are in your company? I don't know. Lesson 5. How did you hear about TryHackMe? I would say say friends or family, I guess. I don't know. I've heard it from different. I'll go with friends or family. Let's see. And let's go to. All right, let's say, so start your learning journey. Let's say view path. And let's see. Got it. All right. Let's see. So learning path, web application penetration testing, they have introduction, authentication, session management, JWT security, OAuth vulnerabilities, multi-factor authentication, hammer, yada, 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 yada. Pretty cool. So let's see if we do start learning what we get. Start learning. So it starts to give you information, how to, so authentication enumeration is a fundamental aspect of security testing, concentrating specifically on mechanisms that protect sensitive aspects of web applications, yada, yada, yada. So looks pretty legit. I know a lot of people use it. I know somebody who actually just created their page. They're going to be reviewing different stuff on TryHackMe and other platforms. So that's going to be really, really cool. I wanted to sign up to see what's in there, see what all the hype is about. Looks pretty cool. It looks like you can use Kali Linux, use a tag box, recommended. I wonder how much does this cost? Let's go to premium. It is, if you pay yearly $10.50 a month, which would be about $120, or you can do $14 a month. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. That is not a lot to invest in yourself. That is not a lot to invest in yourself, especially if you are interested in this cyber stuff. So, you know, we do it here. We're learning it together here. But if you want to push it to the limit, that's another option for you as well. But yeah, I think that's cool. I think that is cool. Overall, we're signed up. I'm going to be looking around more to see what's in there. There's let's see what the dashboard has. The dashboard has different things you can do. Learn. Under learn, they have learn, practice, search, SOC simulator, and then compete. What is King of the Hill, team dashboard, compete and collaborate, leaderboards, platform, rankings. So, let's see. That is a great question, Magnetar. That's a great question, Magnetar. Do penetration testers and ethical hackers use Kali Linux on the job? It's a great question, Magnetar. Yes, penetration testers and ethical hackers frequently use Kali Linux on the job because it is a dedicated operating system specifically designed for penetration testing, offering a wide range of pre-installed tools for various security assessments, making it popular choice in the field. So the answer is yes, they do use it in the field. All right. Okay. So let's go back to full screen. Let's wrap the break up. Let's go back to full screen. All right, let me get this off the screen as well. All right, let me check the chat one more time before we get back to work. Let me see. Let me see. All right, what password did I leak? What password did I leak? Let me know. What password did I leak? Because if I did, I can just change it at the end of the show. It's like they're not like personal life-threatening passwords. Like I wouldn't use it for any of these sites. So I think you guys are having way too much. You guys are playing with yourselves way too much. All right. You guys are playing. Mitch, stop playing with yourself. All right, Mitch, stop playing with yourself. It is not cool. It is not healthy. Okay. Dartha says that he is doing well. Let's see. And Don says some people do their few distros. Some people do there a few distros people use. Let's see. All right, cool. I'm not frustrated. I'm not frustrated at all. All right. I just don't want the chat to be spammed with stuff that's not important. All right. So, cool. All right. Let's get back to our second 20, especially from the moderators, right? I don't want the chat spammed by the moderators. Come on, guys. Come on. Be better. Be best. All right. All right. Next one.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right. So next up, we are going back over to here. We are going to log into our VMware. And we're going to go, and Magnetar, let me know if you're able to install it on VMware. Let me see. Boom, look at that. So now I want to install the Guake terminal because that was part of our homework to install something. Right, so I'm going to see, where do I have that? Let's see. The only problem with that, Mitch, is you don't know about a whole bunch of people, you know? Let's see. We got to, where do I have that Guake terminal? There we go. So we're going to go over to, all right, so part of the homework was to choose one of these things to install. I said, you know what? I like the name Guake terminal. So I'm going to go ahead and install the Guake terminal. In order to install Guake terminal, we have to go to terminal, which we're going to be going over today. And we're going to do these commands over here, right? Sudo apt-get -install Guake, right? So let's get to it. We can start off in our VMware, and we're going to go to terminal emulator. We are going to go to sudo apt-get install Guake, and yes. And I'm going to just, I honestly don't remember the password for this one. I don't even remember the password for that one. Well, it's interesting. Let me see. I guess we'll have to ethically hack into this box. Nope. Well, at least we got this one, right? At least we got this one. So now that we have the Guake installed, now we need to do sudo cp usr /share/application. So we're copying it to the applications folder, I guess. Guake.desktop. We're copying it from the guake.desktop to etc/xdg/auto-start, so it can automatically start when we start up the Kali Linux box. Can't, no such file. Let's see, usr share application /guake-desktop etc/xdg/auto-start. All right, there we go. So I must have had some type of. Oh, I had application, not applications. All right, there we go. It says it's pronounced cake. I thought it was guac. Thought it was guac, like guacamole, but I guess not. All right, so next up, we're going to do sudo reboot now. So that's going to reboot our Kali Linux. And let's see, we go to, boom. So apparently on VMware, we do not get that UEFI thing that we get on VirtualBox, but whatever. All right, Tech Coach Ralph. All right, Guake is now running. Press F12 to use it. Is this Quake? Is this Quake? Let me see. Let me see. Look at that. We got Quake or Cake. How do you know how it's supposed to be pronounced, Prince Marky D? How do you know how it's supposed to be pronounced? But there we go. We got it. I have no idea what this password is, to be honest with you. I'll probably just have to reset it or something. But at least we got this one. So next up, we want to start looking at terminal commands. All right, so there's two. So let's open both terminals, right? We have, because this Cake terminal, I guess it's called. Let me see. So we'll see this in two ways. So this should be the regular terminal. This should be Quake or Cake or whatever the correct pronunciation is, right? So like I said, today we're going to be working on navigating through the terminal. We have some common commands in Linux, which they carry over to Mac. And it's interesting because when I first started using computers, like I probably worked on this maybe 33 years ago when there was like DOS. My mom was showing me how to navigate through DOS using like different commands, like when she was using Lotus and stuff like that. So I've been using like the cd command, cd ... command for 30 something years, like close to 35 years. I've been using these commands and they're still relevant to today, you know? So we'll navigate through some of these folders. So probably the most common command in the terminal is going to be the cd command. The cd command stands for change directory. As you see, as I have on my notes right here, cd, change directory. So if we want to get into, see these folders here, downloads, music, pictures, public, templates, videos, we would do desktop, documents, so we do cd for change directory, documents, right? Enter. Now we're inside the documents folder. If we want to see what's inside the documents folder, which is probably nothing, we'll do ls, right? It's empty because there's no files. It's a brand new install. Okay. So if better. All right. So if I want to get out of this documents folder, I'm going to do cd ... and that takes me out. Right. So this is in the Quake terminal. In the regular terminal, we can do same thing. It works exactly the same because the commands don't change. Cd documents, and you can do, if you do a tab, it'll look ahead, right? So cd, if I do cd ... and I do cd, and then I just type in d, and I do tab, it'll show me all the folders that start with a D, right? So now if I type in O and I do tab again, it'll show me between documents and downloads, right? So now if I do C, and it's going to be that, and then I'm going to get into the folder, cd ... gets me out of the folder, all right? If I am inside of, let me see, another folder. So let's say I go into the CD and I do D and I say for downloads, right? And from the downloads folder, I want to go into the desktop folder, right? If I want to teleport from the downloads folder into the desktop folder, what do? I'm going to just do CD and I'm going to go there's a couple of ways to do it, right? But I'm going to do .. which is going to take me up one level, and slash, I say, you know what? I'm not going to, because I can do it this way, right? And then go CD desktop, right? But I don't want to do it that way. I want to go, so I'm going to go cd dot dot cd downloads, right? And I want to go from the downloads folder to my desktop folder, okay? So what am I going to do? I'm going to do cd, so this is one way to do it, right? Dot dot slash, and then I want to go to desktop. And if you go far back enough, then you're going to be inside where you can go to desktop. And now I went from downloads to desktop. All right. So, and I can do the same exact thing here, right? So cd, if I do ls to see what folder I'm in, all right, so I have to do cd music, right? And I want to go to the, templates folder, right? So cd dot dot slash templates, right? Boom, there we go. So I'm going to go back to the root folder. And I can do the same thing here. Make it bigger, maybe? Can I make it bigger? All right. And can I do something here? Trying to zoom in here. Not used to this terminal yet. All right. So, what happened to it? All right. So here, if I wanted to, so another way that I could get to, let's say I go to CD or CD videos, right? Another way that I can get to the, let's say documents folder, I can do CD and I can do the tilde, because that's going to take me to my home folder, and all of these folders are in my home folder. So I go here and I say documents, right? And there. So different ways of navigating through the CD folder. Let me see. And if you do clear, then it's going to clear out all the things that you have above. Let me see what else. So that's the CD. If we go up one level from being in, so now we are in our home folder, right? If I go one level up, and now you see that we're in the home folder, let's do a ls, and my username is inside of the home folder. If I go one level up again, ls, now I'm in like my root directory, right? Where I have my bin, boot, etc, home, lib, lost and found, media, mount, opt, all that stuff, right? So if I want to get back into my folder, so from here, I want to go from home all the way to the music folder, right? So I can do cd home and then my username, and then I can go to music. And from this level, I went all the way to my music folder. Okay, so cd is pretty much to take you to another directory. You can do cd dot, let me see. Cd dot, what does cd dot do? Nothing. Cd dot doesn't really do anything for me, but cd dot dot takes me back up one level. If I go back into videos and I do cd and I just do the tilde, it takes me to my home directory, right? So many ways to get home, right? You know, if you're driving home, there's many ways to get home, but cd tilde takes me to the home directory. If I'm inside, so like, let's say, we're going to do this. In order for us to actually use the ls command, right, we're going to have to create some folder. How do you create a folder again? mkdir, right? So I didn't have it here, but we're gonna do it like this, right? mkdir, right, to make a directory. So this is just like basic Linux stuff to get you started. It's just basically Linux stuff to get you started, because you're gonna have to use a terminal a lot when you're in Linux, when you're doing, ethical hacking, penetration testing, and honestly, whatever it is that you're doing, like let's say you're doing cloud management, cloud engineering and stuff like that. When I log into an AWS Linux server, there is no graphical user interface. It is all command prompt, so installing Docker via the command prompt. There's no Docker desktop. Everything is being done towards the command prompt. So it's very, very important to start learning the terminal, okay? So Let me clear this out, and we're gonna do so inside our home directory, we're gonna go into CD and we're gonna go to music, right? Prince Marky D. No offense, but only I can say that about Mitch. All right, only I can say that Mitch is the worst part of the channel. No, if I'm the only person that can say that Mitch is the worst part of the channel. All right, I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know that his best friend,
Did we just become best friends? Yup.
is the one who can say that he is the worst part of this channel. Okay. All right. So we are inside the music folder, and we're going to make a folder, mkdir, make a folder called Tech Coach Ralph, right? And now if I do a ls, we'll see really? Is that what we're doing? So you created 3 separate folders. All right, well, I guess we'll get into the removing a directory because that's not what I wanted. -R, let's say delete, or R, and we'll say coach. What if I could do all 3? What if I could do that? Okay, so the same way you can create 3, it can remove the 3 as well. So if we, all right, I'm not gonna Google this. I'm just curious. If I wanted to have a folder with spaces, would I have to do mkdir and then use the? Because I don't normally create folders with spaces. So if I do cd tech, okay, so that's all right. There we go. All right, but it is not good practice to. So we're gonna do this again. rm-r. It is not good practice to. It's not good practice to have spaces in the name of your folders, right? So I'm just gonna do. Okay, now let's clear this out. mkdir, and I'm just gonna say Tech Coach Ralph all together, and we're gonna go ls, and I'm just gonna switch over here now, right? So you see, I'm just gonna be switching terminals just so you can see me working through both terminals, right? Because I'm a little crazy like that. So we're gonna do cd music, right? And you're gonna see like by me creating the folder in here, it's gonna be in here, right? So Tech Coach Ralph, boom, like that, right? Clear ls, nothing in here. So we're gonna do mkdir. We're gonna do a let's do Abandoned for the Abandoned album that's coming out February 14th on Valentine's Day. All right, be ready for it. So ls. So we see Abandoned. Let's do mk, or it's not mkdir, cd to get into the folder, and we're gonna do Abandoned. Right, boom. We're inside the folder. Nothing's in there. Okay. What if I ended up doing mkdir and I said Victory for the album that is currently in all streaming platforms, right? But if we do a ls, right, we have Abandoned inside, we have Victory inside the Abandoned folder, but those are 2 separate albums. So we want to move that directory outside of there, right? So we're going to say mv for move, as we have right here, move a file or directory. And I'm going to say Victory. And I'm going to say move that to 1 directory up. Let's see if that works, right? So now if I do a ls, it is no longer in there. No longer in there. So now is it inside the Tech Coach Ralph folder? So I'm going to switch to Quake terminal, right? Because I'm just going back and forth so you can see me using both of them. And I'm going to do ls, Tech Coach Ralph, cd, Tech Coach Ralph, ls. And look at that, we have Abandoned and we have Victory, right? So we've done the copy, or no, we've done a move, and we've done a make a directory. So we did move a directory and we did make a directory, and we did change a directory, right? So let's do, and we'll say, let me try and change these into like a checklist. Do that again. I'm not the best Notion user, I must say. Turn into checklist. So, change directories. No, that. Change directory is done. Make directory is done. We have kind of listed the directory. We're going to do some more of that. We've done a move. We've done a we did remove a directory. We'll do remove a file after, okay? So let's keep playing around with this. And honestly, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day which virtualization software you use. As long as you can get into Kali Linux, you should be good to go.
Lunch break.
Right?
Lunch break.
As long as you get into Kali Linux, you should be good to go to do whatever you need. We tried UTM. It was an absolute failure. We tried, well, we didn't try, we did VirtualBox, but I forgot my password because that was last week. That was so last week.
Bruh.
And of course, your car's card just started up. And now we are using VMware. Shout out to Prince Marky D. Shout out to Prince Marky D on that one. But now it is officially break time. So let's go to break. And I will check the chat and then I will show you guys what we worked on yesterday morning in the large language models course. Because like I said, all of this stuff for me at least, is going to come together. The cybersecurity, the AI, large language models, the DevOps, all that stuff. Like I already have it in my mind how it's going to come together. But let me check the chat first. All right. Oh, let me see. Let's see. Your car says that I am mad. I am not mad. Not at all. Let me see. He says he was trying to ignore it. Troll Ralph all of 2025. I don't think I'm really trollable because I just like officially ignore you guys. We got AR Smitty in the building. What's up, AR Smitty? Hopefully you're doing well up there. Hopefully you can kind of stay warm. I know you're up there in Michigan and it's freezing up there. Let me see. It says I was just thinking I should have a whole bunch of people prank him. Like I said, you don't know a whole bunch of people to pull that off. It says we gotta get you now. When you hit 2K subs, you will act like you don't know us. I've been trying to do that already, even at the 1.9. But you know, it's hard. It's hard to ignore you guys. Let me see. Let's see. It says. Who's mad now? It says if you only knew Chump. Yakar, who's the sensitive mad one now? All I had to say was one thing, and he's already huffing and puffing and calling people chump and everything like that. It says that dry joke was trash. Oh. Well, that hurt my feelings. Mitch. That was unnecessary. You didn't have to say it was trash. You could have said it was not good. It could have been better. Just called it trash. Like I'm sitting right here, That you're supposed to tell me privately, all right? So I can do better. You don't just say it in front of everybody that dry joke was trash. Like, oh my goodness. And it is dry and it's trash. Like, oh my goodness. We got Operation Tech Takeover in the building. What's up? OTTO. What's up? And Prince Mark D says, I love Quake terminal, although they name it Guake, but I'll say Quake, unless that's a different terminal. But this one, they say Guake. So are we talking about two different things, or do they pronounce it as Quake, but it's really called Guake? I'm so lost. And it says Quake is a super popular old school shooter whose terminal slid down from the top of the screen like that, making that style famous. Oh, the more you know. I had no idea. I knew what Quake was, but I did not know about the slide down from the top because I'm not the most avid gamer. And it says like earthquake. You said it's pronounced quake like cake. To me, quake and cake have two totally different pronunciations. I'm just lost. Just don't mind me, Prince Marky D. I'm just lost. Let me see. We got Robert says, I got scared when I saw the comment from Mitch. Wow. Don't let Mitch scare you. Don't let Mitch scare you. All right. And Mitch, Mitch, I saw you comment on Rod Brown's channel. I was like, look at that. Look at Mitch being a good, wholesome young man. And yes, well, like I said, like I addressed earlier in the chat, you know, during the Prince Marky D, nobody is allowed to say that Mitch is the worst part of the channel except for me. All right. You might be right, but you are not allowed to say it. Only I am allowed to say that because as best friends, I can say that he is the worst part of the channel, right? And it says, who said I'm the worst part? Announce yourself. It was Prince Marky D, but he didn't know the rules. You know, maybe I have to update the terms of the channel saying that no one is allowed to say that Mitch is the worst part. Only I can say that, all right? So happy we got that clarified that although Mitch might be the worst part of the channel, no one else is allowed to say it except for me, okay? So just happy to get that clarified, okay? Let me see. Let me see. It says AR Speedy says it is tropical out there in Michigan. Wow. It says that's what he is talking about. His channel says, Ralph, please don't do this. All right. Mitch is not the worst part of the channel. All right, that was just a joke. Mitch is not the worst part of the channel. He might come close, but he's not the worst. All right, he's not the worst. There could be worse. All right. So, anyways, all right. So, what I want to do in our second break, I wanted to show what we did yesterday on our AI large language model course. We were using Jupyter Notebooks. Jupyter Notebooks is a tool that I guess I would say data scientists, data engineers use. It's running on Python. It uses Anaconda. We set it up. I have some clips coming out for that. Let me start the timer. I have some clips coming out for that between tomorrow and Saturday about what we did in the morning when we installed Anaconda, when we installed Olama, all that cool stuff, right? So yesterday, I'm going to share the screen. Where's my Jupyter Notebooks? All right, so yesterday we were, I'll put it like this, on day one of the large language model course, right? We had used OpenAI to do a web page summarizer, right? So you'd be able to pass a URL into it and it will give you a summary of the page, right? So if we were to go to, so if I show you day one, right? And I don't know if I can be able to do this. And I go all the way down to the bottom and I say, so we were passing in all this stuff, right? If I say run up to, see if this is going to work. If I say, so I'll be able to show you both. If I say, no, not that. Run all above the selected. All right, so let's go here and I say run all above the selected cell. So this is in Jupyter Notebooks, right? I just want you guys to have some insight into the things that we were working on in the morning, in case you're interested in AI and large language models and stuff like that, right? So I'm going to say run all above selected cell. So it's running all that stuff, right? And now, if I was to go to, so we used this last Saturday for the Fed's monetary policy summary. I'm going to add in insert a cell. Let's put it over here instead. Insert a cell. So if I did display summary, and let me go and find some news article. I don't know, NBCnews.com, and we say let's take this first one, I guess. We copy this, right? And we take it into our large language model. If I paste this in here, if everything ran successfully above, it should give us a summary of this article, right? Let me see how long this article, I'd like to see how long it is. It's a decent sized article, right? Pretty long. So if we go to here and we go to run it. It's running. We run it, and now we have a summary of Joe Biden ends 5 decades in public life, one of the greatest tragedies of American politics. And it gives us a short little summary of this long article where it is giving us this little summary, right? So NBC is talking about President Biden's 5 decades in public life, blah, 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 right? And then yesterday, what we ended up doing was so this one right here, on day one, it was using OpenAI, where it is connecting to OpenAI and it is, passing in the article. So it uses Beautiful, so passes in the article, and then it asks OpenAI for a summary, okay? What we did yesterday was on day two, which we're not completely done with it because I need to refactor some of the code to make it a lot cleaner, but we got it to work yesterday. But yesterday was using Olama. So we moved away from OpenAI to use a open source local large language model, which using Olama 3.2. It works a little bit differently from what I see so far, but so this is the code that ended up doing it. So now if I go to, let me see, this was the result. If I go into here and this is web page, so my function is web page summary. And let's take a different article. Let's do both. We'll do this article. And we'll do that. See if we get a summary for that. It's processing. Taking its time. All right, so there we go. Here's the text of the article. Joe Biden's 5 decades of public life, a timeline.
Get a move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on. Get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
So it gives us this one gives us a summary, but in a different way, right? So it all depends on how you're prompting it as well, which is why we're taking that large language model course in the morning to get better at prompting, to get better at the large language models. One more I want to do before we get back to our last segment is if I go, let's go to, I don't know, go to ESPN, I guess. I haven't been to ESPN in such a long time. Let's do this is first LeBron James thing. Source: Maverick Carter advising $5 billion effort to start new basketball league. Let's take that and let's go to web page summary, just so you guys can get some insight of the different things that we work on this channel, because you might be tuning in for the large language model, be like, you know what, I have an interest in AI as well, so you might want to tune into that. But ESPN says you will not be able to easily get to crawl it. That's interesting. All right, fine ESPN. Let's do a different site. I'll do foxsports.com. Let's see if we can get anything from Fox Sports. Real quick. Let's go to this one. Let's see if that's going to work. Because sometimes these sites, they block crawlers and stuff like that. So that's why some of them might not work, right? So let's do web page summary. Boom. See if that works. Let's see if that one works. If not, then you already saw what it does, right? So it's going to the website. We have all the code up here that's doing all of this stuff, right? And we did not even reference to day one. We didn't reference to day one either. So we just did it all from like research and stuff like that. It looks like they are doing the same exact thing that, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, so it's not gonna work on everything, but that gives us something to investigate, and maybe we can work around that. But that's why it's important to try different sites. But anyways, that is that, right? So I just wanted to show you a little bit of the stuff that we work on different days, so that you can have an idea of what we do over here, right? So let me go back to our full screen, and let me get rid of this. But I love working on the ethical hacking. I love working on the AI stuff. Love working on DevOps, and for me, my mindset is I'm going to build some type of workflow that I'm going to deploy to one of these clouds, and it's going to help my content creation workflow. And then I'm like, oh, you know what? Actually create something for QA as well. So we shall see. We shall see. All right. Let me check the chat before we get back to work. Let me see. Oh, nothing new. All right, cool. So we can get into our very last 20-minute segment of the day. And let's do it. Let's do it.
It's time to do.
All right, so we're going to continue with our terminal commands. Let me shut this down for now. I don't know what I named it. I have to figure it out. I might just reinstall it because I do want VirtualBox on there too. But for the time being, I'm just going to get rid of this. And power off machine. All right, so we will use the VMware for now. Log into that. This password is easy enough for me to remember until I don't remember it. So we'll see what happens next week. You guys remember the other day, right? Where Alexa said that her daughters were going to state for robotics, and she was like, I was like, oh really? Wow, congratulations. She's like, you saw it on Instagram. I'm like, look, I don't remember what I did 5 minutes, what I said 5 minutes ago and let alone what I saw on Instagram, what password I set last week. This is not the first time this has happened, all right? So anyways, next up, let's go into the abandoned folder, right? And I wonder if we have Vim on this. So there's different ways to create files. So I could do, we'll go through touch, right? And we'll do touch. And we're going to say, I'm going to call it song underscore list.txt for a text file, right? So now if I do, we do clear, and I do an ls command, you will, why is song list not in there? Oh yeah, there it goes. I thought I was going crazy. All right, ls, there goes song list, the one that we just created, right? And so let's do the touch command. So touch creates an empty file, right? And now if we want to print out the content of that file, we would do cat and then song, and tab gets you like this autocomplete list, but there's nothing in there because we haven't put anything in there, okay? So now if we want to add something into that song list, I'm going to switch down over here, right? Like I said, I'm going back and forth between both terminals so you can see they all work perfectly fine. They're just different interfaces that you can use, okay? So here I'm going to do echo. So let me check this one off. We're going to do echo, and we're going to say quotation marks, and we're going to say the first song on the abandoned album is going to be Echoes of Emptiness. All right. And now we're going to do this arrow to the file name of song list, right? So if you do enter, clear, ls, so song list. Now let's see if the content that we're trying to add into song list actually made it in there. So we're going to do cat song list, right? And there goes Echoes of Emptiness. So it made it in there, okay? Let's do echo. There was another, so there's another command, like there's a nano that I haven't used nano before, but I think it's like a text editor, but let's try nano, right? Because I'm not familiar with nano. I don't use, normally I use Vim. I normally use Vim, to be honest with you, but let's give it a try. So nano, and we're going to say song list, and it's going to open this for you, right? Now I want to say, I want to put song. So this is a text editor, song list, right? And the first song is going to be Echoes of Emptiness. And then the second song, we will say that's going to be Come Home. All right. So now we want to write out the file. So I want to do we should know. So now, now I got to figure out how to do this, this command right here. So let me see. Let's try. Oh, let's do Control 0. File name to write song list, and we will do. Enter. Wrote 3 lines. So now if we do Command X, now we're out. Let's do a cat again, song list. And there we go. So we have that updated. Echoes of emptiness, come home. Okay. But I do not use Nano. This is probably like my first time using Nano. I am more of a Vimmer, right? So let's say if Vim is installed, right? Vim. And I'm going to do again, song. So like, here's the thing. There are so many different ways of doing the same thing. It comes down to, a lot of it comes down to preference, right? You might like using Nano. Like, Prince Mark D, do you like using Nano or do you like using Vim? Which one, like, what do you prefer? I've been using Vim since 2005-ish. So it just stuck with me, okay? So if I do Vim, and there goes Vim, right? So now I'm going to add another song. So you do I, if you're using the Vim, you do I for insert mode. And I'm going to say 3 is going to be guarded hearts, right? And now if I want to exit out of insert mode, I'm going to do escape key. Where's the T? What happened to the T? All right, hold on. Let's do I again. Heart. Now escape to get out of insert mode. I'm going to do colon, W for write, Q for quit. And now it's done. So if I go again, one more, so up arrow key is going to bring you your last command. And if I was to say, I'm gonna add one more, okay? If I go to 4 and I say, where's the, good, you guys are getting a sneak peek of the album song list, right? And now if I do escape again for insert, and I do colon W, I just do a write. Now it's going to write it, but it's not going to quit. So if I do colon Q for quit, I'm out. All right. So now if I go back up to my Quake terminal, right, and I can actually make this a little bigger. Right. So I will go to Quake terminal and I say, cat song list.txt. And there you go, right? Song list, echoes of emptiness, come home, guarded heart. Where's the good? Okay. Let me see. Let's see. All right. So we got that. Next up. So let's say we're in a bonus over here for Vim editor, one of my favorites. Now let's say we did move already. We haven't done a move file yet, right? So let's do this. Let's do copy first, right? Let's do copy first. So let's say we do clear. We say, all right, inside the abandoned folder, we have the song list, right? I am going to make a copy, CP for copy, and I'm going to say song list. And where do I want to copy it to? I want to copy it to the victory folder, right? So I'm going to say, well, how can I do it? There's a couple of ways I can do it, right? I can go here, music, tech, Coach Ralph, and I can say victory. And now this song list is still in here, right? But if I go to CD, we'll do it the other way this time, CD slash victory, clear, ls, song list is also in there. So if I do cat song list, there goes the list. However, there's an issue. There is an issue. What is the issue? So the issue is that this is not the right song list for the victory album, right? So if we were to say nano song list inside of this victory folder, I can go, so now I'm using Nano instead of Vim, right? I can say, Victim Olympics. The album is available on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Pandora, Amazon Music, all major streaming platforms. You can it's on iHeartRadio as well. You can listen to it there. Victory album. The second song, what is the name of the second song? Why Do People Hate Success? And what is this? Turning the page. I don't remember what turning the page. And I think this one is Flaky People. Flaky People Break My Soul. And lastly, we'll go with Turning the Page. All right. So now to write out, I'm going to say Control O, write, enter, done. Right. So now I can do Control X to escape. And now if I do cat song list, do that one more time so you can see it better. Pressing the up key to go to my previous commands. Song list, Victim Olympics, Why Do People Hate Success? Flaky People, Turning the Page. All right. So, so that is we did the copy command. We haven't copied the directory yet. So we will do, let's see. Let's do this. Let's do cd ... ls, and we'll do mk. Actually, no, we did do the copy command of a directory because we moved the victory album to the from the abandoned directory into the victory directory. But we'll do it one more time, right? So let's say we do, let's go to mk, let's go to cd victory, and we do mkdir, and we're gonna call this frenemies, because that's what I have. I have many frenemies. And we do ls, so we have the song list and we have the frenemies. So in blue is folders and directories. In white are actual files. So that's the way you can differentiate between the two. Okay. We are going to say, all right, now I want to. So let's copy this. I'm going to copy it twice. I'm going to copy this into the abandoned folder, and then we're going to move it from there, right? So we're going to say mv, or no, actually we want to copy. So I'll copy it, right? So we'll copy it for now, right? Copy frenemies to ... and we're gonna say abandoned, right? Oh, what folder are we in? Oh, okay. So I need to. So maybe I didn't copy that. So -r, so that we can get a folder. ls. So now ls, we have both. We have frenemies here, and we still have the song list. And now if we go to cd ... abandoned, clear ls, we have that there too. Here's another cool thing you can do. If you want to see what is inside of a directory, right? What if from here I want to see what's inside of the victory directory, right? So I'm gonna do ls, and then we're gonna do ... and we're gonna say victory, right? And from here, from inside of my abandoned directory, I can see what's inside of the victory directory, right? So now let's do this. We're gonna go to say from this folder, right? From the frenemies or from the abandoned folder, we're gonna do mv move frenemies to the ... right? Up one level. Okay. So now if we do ls, it's not in there anymore. It is not in there anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go cd ... and I'm going to say /frenemies. And if I do ls, nothing is in there. Okay. So I'm going to create a file. How do you create a file again? We're going to create a different way. I'm not going to do the touch, right? Because that's just going to create an empty file. I'm going to do vim, and I'm going to say song list frenemies, right? And I'm going to say .txt, enter. Okay, so now how do I get into edit mode? Into insert mode, it's I. Okay, I on the keyboard. And I'm gonna say frenemies song list. And I'm going to say song number 1 is going to be family over everything? Question mark. 2 is, what is number 2? I don't even know. Let me see. Let me see. Not going back. Number 3, potentially King Snitcher. Number 4, let's say for now in the shadows of our skies. All right, so now if I do escape and I say escape and I do colon W to write, Q to exit, right? And I do a cat song list, boom. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna copy this file. I'm gonna copy this one file, this song list frenemies to music tech coach Ralph /victory, right? And I'm going to cd to music tech coach Ralph victory, right? Clear that out. And I'm going to, of course, switch to this. Oh, it puts it behind it. Thought I'll put it in front of it. So I'm going to switch to the regular terminal, just so we can see, different, like I said, see different terminals in action. And I'm going to say cd, and we're going to go to ... and we're going to say victory, clear, ls. And now we have frenemies, we have song list, frenemies, and a regular song list, right? So if I want to, I don't want this song, so cat song list frenemies, right? I don't like this. This is a mistake. I copied the wrong file into this folder, so I need to get rid of it. So I'm gonna do rm to remove, to delete a file, and I'm gonna say song list _ frenemies, right? Clear. Now, if I do a list command, right, ls, now that's gone. I also don't want the frenemies folder inside the victory folder either. So I'm going to do rm-r and then frenemies, right? Clear, ls. Right, so now we have our move command, we have our copy command, we have our rm command, we have our list command. One more thing though, this song list isn't clear enough. So can I just rename the file? So to rename, I'm going to do, I think this is to rename. I could be wrong, but mv song list, and I'm going to give it a different name, song _ list. And this is the victory.txt. Now, the moment of truth. Did that work? ls, look at that. And we do a cat command for song list, and it is still there. And those are the most commonly used Linux commands. Trust me, there are a lot of other commands, but for me at least, these are like some of the most common ones. As you start to get into, working in Git and stuff, there's going to be Git commands that you need. There's going to be, if you're working with Docker, for whatever reason, there's going to be Docker commands. There's going to be networking commands. There are a lot of commands. This is just like the very, very basic that you need to start getting familiar using Linux and using the terminal, because you will not be able to survive in IT. Like in IT, as a whole, like not to be specific for cybersecurity, you're not gonna last in IT if you are not familiar with the terminal. You know, sometimes you don't even have sometimes you don't even have a graphical user interface, a GUI. Sometimes all you have is straight terminal. When we've logged into AWS EC2 instances, all we have is a terminal, and we have to figure it out from there. So I wanted to do this with you tonight, to set the foundation of what we're going to be doing.
Lunch break.
I want to set the foundations of what we're going to be doing as we work our way through this ethical hacking and penetration testing course. All right. But that is it for tonight. Hopefully you found that helpful and informative, getting more familiar with the terminal, because from there, we are going to be getting into different various ethical hacking stuff. You know, how to do reconnaissance, how to do scanning. I'm going to be making some more presentations for our Wednesday shows, breaking down each of those. So it's going to be fun. It is going to be fun. But you saw how we were able to navigate, how we installed the Guake terminal, how we used the regular terminal, how we were able to find the VMware virtualization, all of that good stuff. Okay. But yeah, so that's about it. That is it for tonight. Let's go back to full screen. I'll check the chat, and then we will wrap it up for today. Actually, I had one more thing. Let me get to the one more thing, and then we will wrap it up for today. So this last thing I want to touch on before we wrap it up for today, right? And I'll put the 5 minutes just in case, but I might not need the whole 5 minutes. But I want to talk about online courses are helpful, but so as you see, where's my 5, right? As you see on this, working on like through this course, right? In the course, they talked about using UTM because VirtualBox might not work. But the thing with these online courses is, especially on Udemy, which I like Udemy. I've been using Udemy for a very long time. But the course, like once you buy a course, you have it forever. And the big courses, they do a good job of updating, but sometimes they don't always get all the necessary updates. So on the M1 MacBook, while it might need UTM, maybe on a M3 or M4 or M2, it doesn't need UTM, right? And VirtualBox is able to work. Also, at the time of the course was being created, it's probably recently that VMware was able to be downloaded for free. Shout out to Prince Marky D for letting me know that. And so we originally, our plan was to use UTM. That UTM told us
do not come.
Then we're like, all right, fine, let's try VirtualBox by chance, and VirtualBox worked, but I forgot the password.
Bruh.
So digging to the depth of the internet, I found the download URL for VMware, and that was actually able to work. So our first two options, we ended up not using it. We just ended up getting VMware to work at the last minute, and now we use it for the entire show, right? So my point in saying all of this is that the courses are great, but until you get into actually working on stuff, getting hands-on, you have absolutely no idea what's waiting for you on the other side. And if I had just thought of like, here's another example, right? If I had planned to only install UTM, we would have had a quick show. But I'm like, oh, VirtualBox was able to install. Oh, VirtualBox was able to load this. Oh, VirtualBox actually started Kali Linux. What in the world is going on? And we used that for the first show. Second show today, we were like, well, let's see if this VMware Fusion works, and it worked perfectly fine. I wasn't expecting that to happen. That was not in the plans for today until I was able to download it yesterday, right? The next thing is that when you're doing like, I told you guys a story on Monday about the person who reached out for me for help. They asked me for help, and I absolutely ignored them. They were like in a boot camp. They are in a boot camp, and they wanted me to drop everything that I was doing in order to help them on a Sunday evening with some automation stuff. And I was like, no, right? Like, I don't coach you. You're not in the Patreon. Like, no, right? But until you actually start to be able to work on this stuff yourself, and like what I wanted you to see in all the shows that I do is the most important part of IT, of cybersecurity, of software development, of QA, of DevOps is the ability to figure things out. Using your critical thinking skills, being resourceful, being curious, like, all right, how to properly Google and find the right solution. Because a lot of times, if you don't know what to ask ChatGPT or whatever AI that you're using, you're not going to get the right results. And that's why a lot of times AI is wrong, because you don't know the question that you're asking AI. AI is only as good as the prompter. All right. So now that we get through all this stuff, like we totally pivoted, and that's the nature of tech. Like stuff that we're working on, like we think that we're going to do one thing, it totally goes the opposite direction, and we end up building a better software. So that is what I wanted to express to you, that online courses, Udemy is great, Coursera is great, but if you're not resourceful, you're going to have a whole hell of a lot of trouble. And that's why I show here the trouble that me, who's been in IT, who's been in tech for 20 years now, I want you to see that it's not just like, it doesn't work out of the box. Nothing in IT works out of the box.
Back to work, chop, chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
Nothing in IT works out of the box, because it might work on one computer, it might work on somebody else's computer, but on your computer, it tells you, nope, not happening. All right. It tells you,
congratulations, you played yourself.
Right. So my goal is to like show you the struggles that I go through and how I work around it, so that you can see, okay, so he searched it like this. He put this into Google. He did this. He went to Stack Overflow. He did that, just so you can start getting better at figuring things out. I would say 90% of the work that I do is figuring things out. 10% is actually implementing it. I think that's a fair ratio. You spend more time figuring things out, and then once you know how it works, then boom, 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 you're off to the races, all right? So I just wanted to share that with you as we wrap up for today. So if you think nothing is working for you, guess what? Nothing works for me sometimes too, and I have to figure it out. So you have to figure it out as well. But we can figure it out together. You can watch what I'm doing. You can ask me questions, all that good stuff, all right? Let's wrap that up for today. Let me check the chat on the way out, and then we will get up and out of here. Let me see. Your car with the eyes he's looking. What you looking at, your car? What you looking at, your car? And Mitch says, the Victim Olympics. Mitch, I heard that's where you met most of your friends. Is that true? Is that true, Mitch? And Mitch says, it gets to a point where he's like, yes, this is the show to be. This is the place to be. That guy, Tech Coach Ralph, he is truly, truly one of a kind. There is no one other like him. All right. Thank you, Mitch. You know what, Mitch?
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you saying such nice things about me. And Rod Brown with 1D says, online courses are fantastic. I think they are fantastic, Rod Brown. If you are creative, think critically, and resourceful, because things might not work, and you just have to search, like, why is, like, I'll copy and paste the error, like, what does this mean? And then it tells me what to do, and I try it, and then I keep trying until it works. Keep trying until it works. That's my motto, right? And Manchester says, I saw that video. Let me see. It says, had to do that with math. Rearrange the question within the chat GPT. And it says, I did that, so hopefully you don't go through that. And it says, online courses are the way to go. I would say this. I would recommend an online course before going to a boot camp because I think the cost of a boot camp is so egregious and that you end up spending a whole bunch of money and then like you might end up spending $10,000 on boot camp and then you're writing me on LinkedIn at 6 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon asking for help with automation and stuff like that. And I'm like, sorry, I ain't got nothing for you. And Mitch says, all jokes aside, I'm proud of you, Ralph. I remember when no one was here, you kept going on the road to 2K. Thank you so much, Mitch. I appreciate that. And we have Alexis in the building with 3 seconds left on the clock for the buzzer beater.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Well, welcome, Alexis. Happy to have you here. Good night, Alexis. Happy to see you. And Rod Brown with 1D says, I am proud of you, Mitch. Let's clap it up for Mitch. Rod Brown, I would warn you to not be so excited when you're saying hi to Alexis because Mitch will get upset. You know, he gets upset. All right, so just don't. If you're gonna say hi, say it in lowercase. All right, say it in lowercase h, lowercase I, because Mitch will get upset. All right, and Alexis, sorry you had a long day, and Mitch says, we don't care. I'm sorry you had a long day, Alexis, and you had a long day. You just come here to deal with this. I'm sorry. And Magnus says, savvy coders tried to get me to write a statement on how they helped me so that the VA could pay them the remaining fee. I hear you. And let me see. And Mitch says, Alexis is my heart. Aww. That's so sweet. That is so sweet. But on that note, I have a question for you. I haven't asked this question in a while. But did you guys have fun tonight? Did you find this show valuable? Did you find it informative? Did you learn something new? Did you get more familiar with Kali Linux? Did you get more familiar with the terminal? Did you like the Quake, not Guake, but Quake terminal? Let me know. Did you have a good time?
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I had a great time. I learned a lot and had fun. So next week, we're going to be back at it again, getting after it. You know how we do. With that being said, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have an amazing, amazing night. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Tech Coach Ralph. See you guys on Saturday morning. See you guys tomorrow in the chat for the bug bite. I am out. You guys have an amazing, amazing night.
They said I wouldn't make it, they laughed at my dream. Every move I made felt like swimming upstream. But yesterday I met a fan, eyes full of belief. In their gaze I saw the end to my grief.
Doubt didn't win, trust began. Looked in the mirror, saw my biggest fan. Heart beats like a drum, fight through the span. Kept on pushing, now I'm the man.
Folks called it trash, said I'd never thrive. Every word I spat, cut deep like a knife. Thought my wings were clipped, stuck in a dive. But mirrors don't lie, I saw myself alive. I put in all the hours, climbed out from the dirt. They dissed and dismissed, said I'd always get hurt. Met a fan so loyal, reflections don't lie. My biggest supporter is just me in my mind.
Through the noise and shadows I held my ground. Bumps, bruises, broken, no comfort found. But that fan smile turned my world around. Now I'm rising sky high above the sound.
Doubt didn't win and trust I began. When I looked in the mirror, saw my biggest fan. Heart beats like a drum, fight through the span. Kept on pushing, now I'm the man.
From the ashes I flew, they can't dim my flame. voice only fed my aim. Yesterday showed me it's not just a game, 'cause in my reflection I found my name.
Folks called it trash, said I'd never thrive. Every word I spat, cut deep like a knife. Thought my wings were clipped, stuck in a dive. But mirrors don't lie, I'm the man.
From the ashes I flew, they can't dim my flame. Every mocking voice only fed my aim. Yesterday showed me it's not just a game, 'cause in my reflection I found my name.
Folks called it trash, said I'd never thrive. Every word I spat, cut deep like a knife. Thought my wings were clipped, stuck in a dive. But mirrors don't lie, I'm the man.
Still have a lot to do, I still have to put away the chairs. But anyway, I've got all the chores. Or anyway, it's up to me to do them all. I still have to put my clothes today. All in all, reality is cats, like an alley cat at your park. But now I gotta do your part. I got a day job and a night job, and an interview at 5. You've gotten rid of both boyfriends, and you've given me the green light. I got a day job, and a night job, and an afternoon away. You just waved a hand and we're engaged, you say. I've been up since 4 AM and finishing this at midnight. After this thing I should sell it and call it quits when the getting's good. I took a night at your new club today to take a break away from the rats. But now I got your locker stool and your car keys in my cart. I pick up the pieces left on the floor while you walk away like you don't care no more. I'm tired of cleaning every mess you make, slowly losing patience with every break. Every promise broken never leads to change. I'm the one who's always left rearranged. Your lack of effort shows clear as the day. I'll be sweeping you out when I find my way. Hey, hey, I'm the cleanup crew, fixing your mess just like it's new. Hey, hey, won't be here long, cleaning house, I'm moving on. Watching you take credit for the work I do, every single task I pull double through. Your empty words no longer faze me. Soon enough your history, just wait and see. Where's the spark, the dedication gone? I'm carrying weight, dragging us along. No more excuses, your time is past. This sweeps your fate, I'll make it last.